You're listening to KFOI Radio.
It's Wednesdays with Wilson.
Good morning, Fort Osage High School. Welcome to the first ever episode of Wednesdays with Wilson. My name's Dylan Doherty, and I'm joined by...
Jazzy Walker.
Coach Wilson.
Right, so for today's show, how do we want to start this off today?
We will be starting off with some sports updates from Coach Wilson. Boys basketball, girls basketball. What's the insights?
Well, you know, we started here. We're 2 weeks into the season. A lot of good things going on. I know there's a lot of excitement before we even talk about the teams, about the new facility and the new gyms and everything like that. But we probably won't be in there until sometime around mid-December. We don't really know yet. Hopefully, we might get a wrestling match in there before 2024. But if not, the first match is looking into 2024 of boys and girls basketball and boys and girls wrestling. So that's a big one there.
So, Jim, how far completed is it as of now, as to your knowledge?
To my knowledge, everything is done. They've got the bleachers completed. I saw a video yesterday that showed that. Now the big thing is they have to stain the floor, they have to paint the floor, they have to paint all the lines on the floor, and go through that process, which can take a couple weeks. So.
Very interesting.
Yeah,
it's huge.
Yeah, it's big, and I remember when they were building it last year, I had many people tell me, well, that's not very big. And then you walk in there and you notice how big it really is. And so I'm really excited to start practicing in it and then to have some of our first games in there and see with whatever sporting event we have just what it looks like. And we get the band down on the floor now, which is an exciting thing, and hear them and get them mixed with the student section a little bit. So there's nothing better than a pep band at a high school event, especially indoor. Outdoor, it's great too, but indoor, man, they just rock. So, and our pep band's awesome.
Awesome. We're going to be moving on to our next segment, which is Top 3 of the Week. And this week it will be Thanksgiving foods. Who wants to start first?
I'll go first. Do you want all three of mine, or?
Let's do it.
Okay, well, first of all, Thanksgiving's my favorite holiday. Did you know that?
No.
No. Well, you would have if you were in my class, because I have a quiz on Thanksgiving every year. And no one ever passes it. So,
Looking forward to that.
Yeah. Oh, Dylan, there's no way. Dylan, you're not going to pass it.
All right.
No, my favorite, turkey, ham, stuff like that. But I'm a sides guy, all about the sides. So my favorite side always will be green bean casserole, followed shortly by my aunt makes this thing, corn casserole. I really have started to like that a lot. And then it just depends. Sometimes I'm in the mood for sweet potatoes, sometimes in the mood for mashed potatoes. Just kind of depends, but always green bean casserole, always the corn casserole. What about you, Jazzy?
I'm a sides girl too. My first one is deviled eggs for sure, but I don't like the white, so I just eat the yellow in the middle.
That's weird.
And then I throw the white away. My second, mashed potatoes. Yeah, good. And then my grandma makes these like noodles. I don't know how she makes them, but they're
Buttered noodles?
I don't know.
They're just really good.
They're just great.
So I'm going to be completely real. I probably have the most basic answers here. At number 3, I'm going to have to put turkey. I think when you go get that Thanksgiving plate, you always have to get the turkey. Like it's a requirement. Then that's going to be followed up with like a roll. You got to get a roll, okay? Like, yes, that's basic, but you literally cannot go wrong with a roll. And then mashed potatoes are objectively the best food to ever happen to society.
Are you gravy, no gravy on the mashed potatoes?
If it's brown gravy, yes. If it's white gravy, no.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. So I make the turkey for all of my Thanksgivings because I do one with my family, which they live far away, and then I do one with my family here. And I make the turkey, and so I eat the turkey while I carve it. So I'm not really hungry for turkey when I actually sit down to eat.
Yeah, I don't.
But I do love a good dressing too, or excuse me, stuffing, not a dressing. Do you know the difference of those, Jesse?
No.
One goes in the bird and one is not in the bird. Stuffing, dressing.
It's stuffed.
I wish everyone could see
bird.
your face right now.
No.
What about pie? Number one pie, go.
Apple.
Dylan, this takes too long. Come on.
Yeah, this does take way too long. I'm gonna pass on that. I don't have an answer at this time.
You don't have a pie answer.
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm not a pie person.
Okay. Blackberry cobbler for the win.
Gross. All right, Wilson, we have one last thing for you, and that would be our last segment, which is the Step quote of the week.
Well, so there are so many of these, and one of the things that he adds to everything he says during basketball practice is fellas. And so, if those of you that know Coach Stepp, know he is very dry when he delivers things. But yesterday at practice, somebody was doing something wrong, and one of the things that he always says, "Well, that's just a travel, fellas." And it's just so dry and so deliberate, and I just call it travel, blow the whistle. But he'll just stop and say, "That's a travel, fellas." And so we kind of. Coach Hicks wants to make a T-shirt that says that to honor him. As I'm honoring him today, I've got my Coach Stepp tie on today that a few of us had made a few years ago. Hopefully with him retiring this year, we're going to come up with some T-shirts. We're going to have a Coach Stepp night at a basketball game, hopefully, and try to bring back some of our old alumni. And, it's always an homage. It's not really making fun of him, except it also is making fun of him because, well, there's a lot.
Yeah, he's a interesting guy, for sure.
Very, very interesting. My first period thinks he's going to either go on to embezzle money, to make just millions of dollars doing something, or just become a substitute teacher.
Oh.
And I say no, he's not going to become a substitute teacher.
No, he's not going to be a sub.
I said he would not be a very good substitute teacher.
No.
But you can imagine him as a substitute teacher, and it would be pretty funny, especially with
yes.
first graders.
He definitely
Yes.
gives substitute teacher vibes, which is I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I can see that.
Yeah.
Or the embezzling money, that also.
Yeah, that's we're talking about that with crimes, so they're like, oh, Coach Stepp would totally do that. All right.
Okay. Well, with that being said, that will conclude our first podcast ever with Wednesdays with Wilson.
Man, that was quick. That was easy. That was awesome. Good job, guys.